Okay, 1639. Good luck. We've not played before. There's no head-to-head score there. 769 games for my opponent. I've done 300 and something. 323 I'm up to now. Got another 15 seconds there to make the first move. Okay, let's just go d4. Okay, let's go c4. Just challenge for the center. Let's play knight up. Comes forward, okay. I'm just going to play a pawn up there. Bishop up, something like that. Just prepare a castle. Okay, plays knight in. Do I want to sack a pawn? You don't really have to, but... And queen up's the move, bishop up's the move. I'm just going to play queen up. Obviously, but next move, if he doesn't take, I'm going to castle. And pre-move in case does take, though. There is always a chance the bishop might end up on the diagonal, which could be a bit of a problem at some point. That's why it's a little bit risky having the queen here. But once I've castled, of course, it frees up my knight, if it's not taken. Okay, it has taken, so the bishop will need to run away. We're still just going to aim to castle. So it goes back, so we'll get castling done. So bishop forward might be a move. Obviously I can decide whether to take this pawn or not, but I'm not sure I want to. I can maybe try push this one. Don't want to lose this though. Maybe I missed bishop a3 there. Actually, I could have played, couldn't I? I mean, I guess you had knight back, but maybe I should have done that. I'm just debating whether to do this, but I don't see how I actually trap the bishop unless I play knight back first. Knight back, say some sort of random move. Pawn up, knight across. Probably good for me, but I'm not sure. Let's do it. Let's drop the knight back. I don't see anything better to do, so I'm just going to go and try and trade the knight for the bishop. Black can probably start pushing forward. Oh, it's played up immediately anyway. Okay, I'm going to come across and just threaten to take that bishop. Now, do I need to push forward? If I take, you can take here. Obviously, take, knight will take. Again, I don't see any way to trap the knight in. I'm going to actually take the pawn, and then I'm going to try and start advancing these. Depends what my opponent does. If you go with the queen, though, it activates my bishop, and that's what he's done. Now, if you take here, though, you do actually still guard your bishop. But I've got a chance to push, haven't I? Yeah, let's do that. Let's try and just advance the pawn for now. So kick the queen away, try and get the pawn further forward, and then we'll maybe target this diagonal and unleash the power of the bishop, thoughtfully. I'll just click anywhere on the board and it clears your markings there. Okay, it goes back, so that gives me another tempo, just pushing forward here, and I don't see any reason not to, so I'm going to do it. If it comes back, I've got the option to go back here, so I'm going to do that. But if I take here, the knight takes, so you still protect your bishop. So the bishop's not in immediate danger. So bishop e4 to target the pawn. If you come up, then I can unleash the other bishop potentially. So we've got to be a little bit careful with black. It could still be perfectly fine, of course. Okay, queen's gone there, so is there any tricks here? I don't see them. So I'm going to do what I originally intended. I've got about a minute on the clock, so I've got to at some point slow down and use the time. If up, I can obviously develop the bishop and kick this rook somewhere. Then maybe bring the bishop back round, potentially. But I'm not in any rush to try and take this bishop. It's not going anywhere. I just don't want to forget about my c3 pawn and allow the bishop to come crashing through. It's very easy to forget anything like that. And tactics like knight takes got to look out for. Oh, I didn't expect that move. Okay. So knight takes I don't think is a move right now. I'm going to play bishop up. Complete this development. Got a very nice centre. I've got the option to get behind the bishop and sack. It's whether I try and take this bishop or bring the knight to the other side. Oh, he's gone forward, so surely I need to take that. Take? I guess you go with the rook. But no, I've got to take that and try and work on this pawn. So, can we go forward here? Don't think so right now. So I'm going to activate the rook, just preparing a push at some point. It's got to be at least a threat. Yeah, if I take here, you've got queen takes creating a big threat, so that doesn't seem good. So I'm still just looking at blasting the position opening with a pawn pusher. He's offering a draw now, I'm not going to do that. Pawn up is a little bit risky, but it seems like a good move, so I'm going to do it. If takes, I can go with the rook or the bishop, but I can probably take with a bishop with a check. King moves, there might not be any actual good discovered move, but I can maybe centralize the bishop at some point. Maybe still have to take this one. Ooh, can you get away with that? So take the queen will take. Maybe now is the time to actually take this bishop. Then you're going to get doubled pawns, which don't look very good. So gain a bishop, lose a pawn, gain a bishop, lose a bishop, gain a knight, lose a bishop, maybe trade the rooks. It all looks fine. If I take here, take. I'm going to take the bishop. I'm going to bring these pawns over. Maybe we can grab a pawn here. Maybe we just simply take here, trade, but here, take. If you take the bishop, I come back. But your knight covers, doesn't it? The knight covers. Take. It feels like I can grab a pawn, but I might be wrong. Gain a pawn, lose a pawn, just simply gain a rook. Gain a pawn, say rook across. I can then gain a pawn. If you take, gain a bishop, you can take. I must be able to safely drop back. It feels like a pawn to me, so I'm going to take it. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I want to try and keep up that little bit on the clock if I can. So the rook has gone over. Alright, so we've got pawn takes, but we've got queen up as well. So queen up, if you take, I grab the pawn. It just doesn't work, does it? So I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to take and then take the bishop. I think I'm going to take the bishop anyway. Or maybe you can just take me. Lose a bishop, gain a bishop, lose a bishop, gain a queen. So he has taken. Okay. Is it? Have I just simply got rook back here to attack, bishop back to attack the rook? Oh, I've blundered. You just take my bishop. What am I doing? I've just blundered the game. I haven't paid attention, I've just blundered the game, I've done it again. Just take the bishop like I first said. You can just simply take a free bishop. Oh, what the heck have I done? It's just a free bishop. I can't take back because you're covered. I've literally just blundered the game. Oh, I've done this again. What the heck have I done? Yeah, I've got nothing. I've just suddenly thrown the game away. A really easy, comfortable game, and I've just thrown it away. Queen down is a bit of a problem. I guess I've got f3. Yeah, rook down. I think I've got f3 there. If you take, I'm covering it, but boy, I've literally just chucked the game away. We're not concentrating again. Just concentration and just playing a bit quick. Okay, I'm going to need a miracle to salvage this. At least I've got pieces on the board, so I can activate the rook, but you can imagine the queen's going to get active. My opponent just has to hold the nerve here and play a few decent moves, and it's finished, or it should be. Rook across, though. Your queen still needs to guard your knight. If you come in quickly, I think I can take the knight, because I cover the threat. Or have I just blundered potentially this, though, as well? I'm allowing this now, aren't I? So queen down. If I take, it doesn't work for me. I'm in real trouble this game now. I'm going to come across. Now there's a threat there. I expect he'll move the knight and I'll have to find a square for my bishop. I don't know where. I'm trying to keep an eye on this sack. It's a reasonable effort. But yeah, I'm having some of them games where I'm just not concentrating. Oh, and he's given me the knight back. I think he's blundered it. He's blundered it. I'm back in the game. So now I'm back to a pawn up again, which I should have been if I'd have just traded the right way. So I'm back in the game. Takes, up, and I'm surviving, so I should be alright here, I think. I think I have to take, do I? I think I need to. No. I assume I want rook up. If I go here, that would be the worst move, because you can take with check. So I assume I just simply play rook up here. I'm hitting the pawn. I'm not actually threatening to take the bishop because of the pin. So you can maybe move your pawn. Okay, he's attacked this pawn. So take, if you take here, it's actually covered, isn't it? So I'm going to grab there. Now the rook needs to guard this pawn, or suddenly, maybe I'm actually threatening to take, yeah. Am I threatening to take a pawn here? So take, check, up, check. That's a little bit of a problem. So that's a bit of a problem. So I can push this pawn up. So if you check, I go here, then you still can't take here. So I could go up 1 or 2. So I think I just want to go up 1. If I go up 2, I guess you can run forward. So if I go up 1, give the king a square. Yeah, I don't think I've got any better move there. So I'm going to give my king a square here. So I've still covered this. And now I'm creating a counter threat here, I hope. Rook behind, maybe I just simply push the pawn up and take the pressure off. But yeah, I'm just losing concentration in some of these games and just missing very simple, straightforward moves. So rook across. So am I threatening to take now? Gain a pawn, lose a pawn, then I simply take back and that's winning. So gain a pawn, lose a bishop, gain a rook, lose a rook, gain a bishop, and that should be winning as well. So I think I'm okay to take here. But again, if I'm miscalculating, then I'm just throwing a game away, but I think it's a good move. Gain a pawn, lose a bishop, gain a rook, lose a rook, gain a bishop. With 2 pawns up, we're attacking another pawn. It must be winning. I'm going to do it. If I'm blundering, I'm blundering. But I think it's takeable. Because obviously I'm attacking the bishop as well. If he takes, I just simply take. If he takes, I take, and I'm attacking the rook as well. But boy, I'm getting a bit careless in some of these games, aren't I? Very careless. If he moves his bishop, he's actually facing a checkmate as well, so he's got to be a little bit careful about moving this. If he takes here, he might actually hang a mate in two. Here, here, here. So there is a serious threat there. Okay, I don't think he's seen a good move. He might just resign and get on with another game. It is an arena after all, but I don't think there's anything better than taking the bishop. There might be. There might be a good move there. Maybe the other rook down to f7. He's dropped the bishop back, yeah. So now, if I check, you can obviously take the bishop. So I think I need to retreat the bishop and just come right back somewhere. So I assume I just come here. Okay, so he's come forward. So I could just drop back here where I could have gone the move before. I don't want to throw a check in and loosen this. I could come here and cut this file. But it feels like I should be on this diagonal. And I've got the option of, say, rook across. That should be cleanly winning. As long as I'm covering these threats. Again, if you come back... Oh, well, now you're in a pin, so surely... Rook across, you're going to have to trade. That must be winning, mustn't it? But he's offering a draw again. He shouldn't be offering a draw. I think he knows he's lost. Okay, so is that rook not quite trapped? But I've got... hold on, this pawn is loose. He might have missed a bishop take, so he might have had that. So he attacks the pawn. So I think we go forward. The rook's not quite trapped. There is a square, but I can solidify my position, I think. I just want to be careful not to blunder some nonsense. Here, here, check. Think I'm alright. But right now, if he comes down, I've got this, so... I'm going to go up and hit the bishop. Right now, this, I've got a square. Well, I've got a square anywhere. There is no rook down, so just attack the bishop. Okay. Now, there is no check there because he's got his bishop covering. So rook down looks very strong to me here. It should win a pawn, I think. Okay, he's going back, so I'm going to take the pawn. Goes across, that's a rook. Okay, so we got the win in the end, but a bit sloppy.